Hey guys, King of Charms here, to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. Today I bring to you my best Swampert team for the Open Great League. Well, I wouldn't say this is just kind of like the one that I found that I like personally. It's very simplistic, okay? It's Swampert, Skarmcore, and you have Sableye in the back. Swampscorp support each other really well. It's one of the most powerful cores in Open Great League outside of the Walrein Trev core, which is running rapid everywhere. But Swampert is also incredibly dangerous because in Worlds it literally was everywhere, because Swampert and Hydro Cannon equals death, especially when it's Shadow. In this case, I would be using Shadow Swampert and Skarmory, and you have Purified Sableye in the back as usual. But like I mentioned, this is a really good solid Swampert team, and Swampert, especially in the lead or with energy advantage, is just an absolute monster and will Hydro Cannon / Earthquake its way to victory and just absolutely dominates with how much damage it does over time. But speaking of fast and powerful, this is going to be my therapist mental health tip of the day, and as usual you could skip this by moving forward a little bit or skipping straight to the battles just on the timeline. Just go fast forward like 2 minutes and then you should be on the battles. But this one's really quick. It's positive steps to our well-being. So, as usual, I put all my psycho ed in the description below, but this is going to give you an illustrated take-home reminder of some exercises to increase well-being. It's got cute little pictures on it, not really cute, but it's like more comic book, but it does give you a good glimpse of positive steps to your own healthy well-being. While Shadow Swampert will take your well-being to ELO, Go Battle League, and just competition in general, Pokemon Go isn't the forefront of your life. Your well-being of your own personal life, as well as your physical and mental state, is far more important than a video game. It doesn't matter how many trophies you win, it doesn't matter how much you do, it doesn't matter how much you accomplish. This is why people that have millions of dollars and are heavily successful are still heavily depressed and unfulfilled, because they don't take care of their own well-being. In this case, this is the positive steps of well-being, and it's a really great chart, and hopefully it does help you out and give you a little bit of tips of how to positively influence and make your life go to a positive direction. Just like how Shadow Hydro Cannon will take you into the right direction if you use it expertly, and it just absolutely annihilates and murks its way through all of your opponents in Open Great League. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. Swampert is freaking overpowered. We all know it. Hydro Cannon was nerfed, and here we are. We lose the lead for the first battle. As you see, legend on legend action, we have Skarmory. I'm going to switch to Skarmory, and I don't know why my attack didn't go through, even though I was tapping. So we swap into this Walrein. Walrein still technically beats our Skarmory, but it really depends on how they want to play this out. Do you want to let go of Walrein, or do I go down shields? Because Icicle Spear charges redonkulously fast, as we know. We're going to fire this Mach 426-9 Sky attack. I wish it was that powerful, but unfortunately it's not. It doesn't do that much damage. I wish it did. That'd be hilarious if it did. If you saw a Sky attack eat you from the face of existence, you know something's wrong with the game, because you know this game is absolutely perfect. And the power of the wind, you know, like the freaking the Kazekage, the Wind Hokage, which is technically the Sand Hokage. Well, should be called the Sand Hokage, because you know, like, Naruto's weird, okay? My opponent switches out into Nidoqueen and actually is able to get the full farm down. Their idea is to get an extra energy lead and then save their Walrein's energy for my back row. So we're already in a tight spot. The good thing is that Swampert beats Nidoqueen. The problem is I just got jabaited, super jabaited by that Poison Fan. I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon. Our opponent's either going to shield or let go of Nidoqueen, and they let it go, so we're in even shields. The good thing is I got a little bit of extra energy just to like offset this, but as you see here, I expect the Walrein to come in, so I swap super fast. You know, like that, like Thunderclap and Flash like Zenitsu. I'm fast. Well, that's when Zenitsu's asleep. I caught my opponent sleeping for like 5 seconds. We're going to take all of the Icicle Spears here, and then I'm going to go ahead and Shadow Claw down. My idea is that one Foul Play I have banked over here might be able to take out this Walrein, but unfortunately they live with 1 HP in a dream. So we're going to let this Icicle Spear, we're going to farm down that one Hydro Camp, and we get a Medicham. However, in order to win this matchup, I need to get the 3 Hydro Cannon. So I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon, attempting to bait a shield, and I don't get a shield, but that's perfectly fine. As long as we're able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons, which I should be able to, this is GG's. My opponent fires an ice punch, but I fire at the right interval, hoping to catch him on CMP if this next one goes through. So as you see here, I'm gonna fire this Hydro Cannon. I should be able to get to another one, and then I'm able to hit this. I'm able to hit Hydro Cannon, thankfully, and then I'm going to fire one mud shot, and that should KO the Walrein in the back. I got super lucky though, because my opponent actually just straight countered instead of firing any move. They likely would have forced a tie. So I'm lucky my opponent misplayed there. But despite losing a really terrible lead, we won. And that's GG's. Next, we got Pissed Off Swampert versus Really Pissed Off Swampert. As in Shadow Swampert versus Shadow Swampert. Ideally, what you want to do here is build up the Earthquake and then fire and figure out who wins CMP. In this case, it looks like I won CMP, which is great. We're going to fire out this Hydro Cannon, break one shield, and then we're going to head, and then having them fire it away, I know I win CMP. Knowing CMP is vital. If you know you don't lose CMP, you can't deny or like get an extra one through like before. So you have to be a little fancy. In this case, we're going to barricade both of our shields. And I'm kind of watching out for my opponent to see if they're going to try to catch on a Mon in the back. If they're going to switch out, try to catch, that would suck because, you know, Hydro Cannon does big damage, except it's nice when Hydro Cannon isn't resisted. Hydro Cannon goes through and they let their Swampert go. They wanted shield advantage. But it's kind of odd to me because they send in Skarmory and my brain is like, what? Why would you do that, good sir? Because Swampert outpaces Skarmory to Sky Attack. Or you're going to use up your second shield. So as you see here, I'm going to fire this next Hydro Cannon. If they don't shield this, you're getting dangerously low, dude. Like super low. Or it's just going to kill. Yeah. And this actually happens to be a mirror team. So I was like, oh, this is a mirror team. And this is pretty much game because for some odd reason you decided to let go of both of your Pokemon because you thought Hydro Cannon Skarmory could live 2 Hydro Cannons. I didn't know that. Well, I think it depends on IVs, I think, or two Hydro Cannons at that range probably kills. So my intuition was wrong. So, but as you see here, this is pretty much game over. It's funny because this is a mirror team, but yes, as you see here, Swampert going Swampert, and Swampert literally wiped out its brother and the Flying Fortress Burb. And now I'm about to end your life with your own mirror of Sableye. I literally just have to get to a foul play. One foul play here won't kill, and then that's game. So, yeah, I don't know why. I honestly, I don't know. It was very. If you know what my opponent should have done is if you know you lose CMP, like just try to catch a Hydro Cannon and leave extra energy on Swampert. You would have came on the better matchup than you just giving up both of your lead mons. But you know what? It's okay. In this case, my opponent is not legend yet, and they are trying to make it to the promised land. So here, I will show no mercy. You know what I mean? Like Piotr Ron, no mercy. If you're a UFC fan, you know what I'm talking about. Or also like pretty much every female protagonist in anime. They have no mercy. Most of them don't have mercy. Some of them are innocent or durable, like Nagisa from Clannad. If you know that anime, you are a true anime fan because you even watch the sad animes, which that's a pretty sad anime. My opponent elects the Psycho Boost here, which I'm glad I caught it, and they swap into a Drapion. I should have fired a Hydro Cannon before I got out, but this is okay. The reason being is because we should be able to get to 2 Sky Attacks regardless, and even though this is a Shadow Drapion, my rank 2 Skarmory is pretty thick, so it should be able to live the first one. But because they get the defense debuff on the first one, I should be able to eat the second one. We're going to fire a Sky Attack, it's going to go off, and then we should be able to take the second one. The keyword should, you know what I mean? It's like the Magic 8 Ball. I use this reference all the time about Toy Story. When Woody shakes the Magic 8 Ball, what does it tell them? Don't count on it. That's why I said don't count on it. And as you see here, don't count on the debuff because it doesn't have lightning doesn't strike twice, and in this instance, it does not strike twice. We're going to fire the Sky Attack, and we take out this Shadow Drapion and keep alignment. The problem is my opponent might get some extra energy here. I attempt to swap out, but you know, I elect to just let go of my Swampert, and I'm going to send in Sableye. And then they send in a Wigglytuff. So my goal here is to get to 2 Hydro Cannons, and this is already terrible. We all know what happens when you get Sableye onto a Wigglytuff. Wiggle's going wiggle, wiggle. It Wiggle's going wiggle its way to victory. The good thing here is that this Wigglytuff is actually in foul play range because of the fact that I was able to do all that chip damage and I have a shield. So I should be able to get to a foul play. I will probably have to shield a Play Rough, or this just goes through and I just save my shield. I'm literally going to go into the next match with 1 shield. Foul play goes off and takes off this Wigglytuff, and then all we're going to do is farm down this Deoxys Defense. I have a shield. This is a Thunderbolt. I should be able to shield the Thunderbolt, and then all I have to do is just Shadow Claw down for the victory. I don't even need to get the foul play. Just because Sableye plus Shadow Claw damage against Deoxys Defense is money. And as you see there, we take all of our opponent's money. Like Kazuchika Hokada, if you're a wrestling fan as well. He drops money from the sky. In this case, Sableye gives us some money on this day. This isn't money though. This is Lickitung onto Swampert. Our opponent switches and I'm like, why do you swap into a Sirfetch'd? Now given here, our opponent can actually take back switch if I don't shield anything. And I make the mistake of not shielding anything. What is wrong with me? I know, right? So I fire the Sky Attack and I'm like, oh boy, this is kind of rough because I'm going to have to, I don't want to get farmed, but our opponent likes to shield. I'm like, okay, which actually works out for us. So we're going to shield this Night Slash or a CC if it's close. You don't want to get close combated. It's going to suck a lot. And as you see, we're able to call Night Slash and I'm going to go ahead and farm this thing down. And now we have a near dead Skarm, but we're so close to a Burb or a Sky Attack. So we're close to either one. So right now we get Lickitung and Lickitung going Lickitung. The reason why it's kind of up is because I wish Lickitung on Skarmory is great. But as you see here, we're just going to Brave Bird. Brave Bird should take that last shield or they take big damage and they take the Mach 624-9 some freaking Brave Bird of Doom. And now Swampert's literally going to do what Swampert does best. It makes you insanely wet. And I mean that in every context possible regarding death. Literally. Because Swampert with 2 shield Hydro Cannon is absolutely amazing. And it's freaking the Swamp Skarm core is still one of the most, in my opinion, the most powerful core. In, like, literally one of the most powerful cores in this cup. Walrein Trev core is still pretty dang good. But as you see here, freaking, we're like, yeah, Swampert and Skarm is still a very powerful matchup. And Swampert is clearly one of the most powerful Open Great League mons since Season 3, or when it first came out. Literally, whichever season it first came out. All we're going to do is farm down this Medicham, and we got hella energy for the back. I'm going to fire a turn just for the overkill, and our opponent just tops left to save us some time. And that's GG's. For this final battle, we have creator on creator action, actually. It's Home Slice Henry. I was like, oh, it's Henry. Swampert and Registeel, great lead for us, terrible lead for him. So what are we going to do is we're going to expect to swap out from him. And he does swap out into an Araquanid. This is great because we have Skarmory. What sucks about Araquanid, yes, it's insanely tanky. However, Bubble Beam doesn't do a lot of damage and we resist Brave Buzz. Or not Brave Buzz, Bug Buzz. What the hell am I talking? Brave Buzz, I hope they don't have some like, don't give a Pokemon a move where it's like Brave Bird with a Bug type. That's really strong. Please don't. But as you see here, I'm just going to go ahead and fully farm down this Araquanid. I can state, I know Henry has the Registeel. That's what makes this kind of rough, because I don't want Skarmory to have all this energy. What I could have done was let Henry take me down really low so that Registeel doesn't get any energy. Or I bank these 2 Sky Attacks I have, and I give up Switch. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to KO Arachnid, and we're going to give up Switch, and Henry insta-switches into Trevenant. This is perfectly fine. I have 2 Sky Attacks banked, and I still have a whole Sableye on the back. And Shadow Hydro Cannon, as you see here, does a ton of damage. Shadow Swampert should outpace Henry's Trev just because of the 5-4-5. Trevenant needs 5 Shadow Claws to get to a Seed Bomb. We just need 5-4-5. So we're going to get at least 2 Hydro Cannons off, and I can save 1 shield if I want to. Fire off this Hydro Cannon. As you see, we're grabbing all these shields. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to... I farm, but then it doesn't matter because they win CMP. So it didn't matter if I actually fired on that interval. And as you see here, I'm just getting a little bit of extra energy here, and I'm going to fire. And then my goal here is to go ahead and then just like... I can let go of Swampert or I can fire another Hydro Cannon. But instead, I'm going to switch into Sableye and get all this extra energy so I can fire off these foul plays. The thing about it is this is pretty much game. Sableye in the zeros does so much chip damage that I can come in with I might be able to come in with a Sky Attack and KO, and then I still have 2 mons in the back. So that's GG's. GG's to Henry here. It's pretty cool to see creator action, but on this day, Registeel ain't going Registeel. Registeel is going to die to my Sableye. And Henry actually top less because it's pretty much game over. GG's. It's just that lead was just too rough to come back from. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles, especially that last one. I hope you enjoyed the Shoutcast. This is my best Swampert team, and Swampert's a beast in Open Great League. GG's. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. As you see, Shadow Swampert is such a beast. You can literally give up Switch and even shield scenarios and absolutely eviscerate your opponent just because Hydro Cannon's chunks do so much damage even though it's resisted. So Shadow Swampert's a beast. Again, really generic team. Really generic, super generic, but as you see, Shadow Swampert Skarm score is still here to stay, and it still does insanely well for Open Great League. I would say this is the team that got me most comfortable for sure. Sableye is incredibly powerful, can switch out inputs, and this team's very well balanced. It will do well against a lot of combinations, and as you see, Swampert in the lead, especially if it wins lead, is a freaking monster. Hope y'all enjoyed the battles. There's only a few, you still have some, there's still time, you know what I mean? Just like how I did that positive well-being thing. Whether you make legend or not, it's not going to affect it. You're still good. As long as your daily life and everything else is in order, positive, I mean physically and mentally, then you're good. There's always going to be another season to make legend. So unless you really wanted the beta pose. In my opinion, it's a really crappy pose. But yeah, it's something. But you still have time to make legend to the finish line. Like I mentioned, season 12 there's going to be a brand new season. New moveset changes. Hopefully something changes and improves in Pokemon Go PvP, please, because it's getting really stale. But hopefully, yeah, we can only hope, right? And as much as I can, take all my energy, I hope, for all of y'all that are trying to get to the finish line, get there. And as usual, I also stream on, as usual, please like, subscribe, and comment for the algorithm. And I do stream from Friday to Monday on Twitch in the morning. 6:30, 7:30 is usually the start time. And then hopefully I do see y'all there. I really appreciate everyone that's visited so far and everyone that will see you in the future. But I appreciate y'all. And I'm streaming consistently, I swear. I've been consistent for the past 2 weeks. I plan on staying consistent for y'all. So yes, I really do appreciate the support for all the streams. And of course, all my content here. And I really wish all of you the best of luck. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets. And I will see y'all on the next video.
That I need, all the things that I have craved, these are what I could have received.